down the hammer and pick up the pencil. You're about to listen to the Savvy Radio Show. Learn from real-life real estate investors, experience revealed with the Savvy Landlord as your host.
What's going on, Savvy investors out there? This is your friend in the trenches. That sounds a little funny because I'm out here on location in a new market and I'm dying in a room trying to grow. Anyway, if you want to push yourself, you got to get yourself out of your comfort zone and you got to get weird microphones. You got to sit in a room with no furniture and you got to push yourself to keep going. Well, I wanted to give it an episode yesterday. I dropped it. Thomas came down, helped me out with some bandit signs, through some lessons. We tried to make an offer. Still negotiating with this joker, but we're still rolling deep in it. So I wanted to give you an update on where I have gone wrong thus far. Okay, so where have I gone wrong so far? First of all, you got to have systems in place. Now, I'm a big systems person. I couldn't be miles away from my market if I didn't have systems back in Oklahoma. So, first of all, but if you have systems in place, you got to turn them on. Well, what do you mean? So I thought all my calls were being recorded through CallRail, and they do, but you have to click the button. Mistake number one, I didn't have my settings correct on CallRail. And so this is my vibe and my mission to you. Don't do what I did and just turn on CallRail, set up a phone number, and then move down the road. It's a little bit more intricate in that, and I just was trying to cut a corner and make it seem so easy, but it's not. You need to spend some time learning CallRail. If you haven't set up CallRail, you need to do it. It's $30 a month. You get 10 phone numbers. You can route calls, and as of today, 11/22, I am routing those calls to me personally, but my goal is to route them to an answering service after I get a flow of calls. So that's my first thing. Now, this whole time, I thought I was recording them, and I wasn't. And so another tip, you need to ask for help from another investor, and you need to set up this thing called a call flow. Yeah, it goes with CallRail, call flow. And so basically what you have to do is when the call comes in, you need to direct CallRail, the software, online to where it needs to go. For example, if it calls in, you can have it set up, which is baller, have it set up, texts you, hey, they're leaving a message, or you can have it bounce to your answering service or bounce to your Verizon or AT&T voicemail. I have my voicemail that goes right to Google Voice, and then you can also have it route to a call center. So there's a lot of things that I did not know that I need to know that you need to know about CallRail. And so I was super bummed that I've been talking to this guy back and forth, and I was going to drop it on the radio show, and I went onto my laptop and it wasn't there. So I know I'm harping on this situation. Here's the deal. Learn CallRail, because I couldn't even drop this recording. I've been negotiating. I'm still negotiating with a guy that has a few houses in this market that I'm in, and he is in another market. He's a retired landlord, and he's bummed, tired, getting out, was tired of messing with tenants. He had a 3-year lease. They kind of jacked the place up. He saw my sign. He called me. It was my first call after dropping a few signs. I'm all excited. I'm like, man, all the savvy investors are going to be down. They're going to hear it. And then guess what? I didn't hit the click the button on CallRail. Rookie. All right, number 2, bandit signs. All right. You got to enlist some friends to help you enjoy the time where you're out there running out in the trenches. Okay. So you're out there at night. I drive to a new market, put it all up on the radio show, and I'm all G'd up, ready to go. Got my signs, open my box. They shipped it to me, and then you should use dirt cheap signs. And next thing you know, no steaks. I'm all juiced up. I'm like, I thought I ordered the steaks. I thought I clicked the button. No, I didn't click the button. Just whack. So what do I have to do? You got to improvise. I'm in a market. You got to find your local Home Depot. You got to get this material called Mason ladder. This is the old veteran trick that I used to do years ago. And I'm breaking it off to you right now. You should be taking note. You should be thanking me because I'm just told you where to get the cheapest steaks at 10 cents a piece. You got to go to Home Depot. You got to get, some people call it concrete ladder. Some people call it mason ladder. You get that ladder. You go get some snips, some bolt cutters down the aisle, and snip, snip, snip. You can get 10 shorty signs out of a $2 mason ladder. So that's a tip for you. Another tip that you need to know, think about when you go into a new market or your local market. My boy Lee Smith blowing me up. Man, where's my printing? How long it takes? All right, here's the deal. Dirt cheap signs is dirt cheap signs for a reason. They're not super blinged out fast. So you got to have a lead time. All right. Don't get all juiced up that you don't have your signs. You're excited. You're following the investor series, getting naked out there. And then where's your signs? It takes some time, Lee. Give your boy a break. How long did it take? Where they at? But don't forget to get the steaks. All right. So that's another caveat, another learning that I learned. It takes some time to get the signs down there. Dirt cheap signs you can get rush shipping for an extra fee, and they weren't offering it during the political, madness of printing signs for all the future presidents and Senate leaders and blah, blah, blah. All right. And my final note of the investor series, it's not easy. You have to push yourself. You got this far. You spent the money. You're even listening to this podcast, radio show, whatever. And you got to do it. You got to ask yourself, why not if I don't do it? And have no regrets. It's not easy. It's not easy for me. I thought, the minute I put out a few signs, the world would change. Money would fall out of manna out of the sky and things would just explode. But no, every day that I'm down here, I got to ask myself, are you doing the very best that you can do? Can you do more? Can you push yourself? And so that's it. Can you do more? Can you push yourself? And it's not easy. I know it's cheesy when I say if everybody can do it, then no one would do it, right? If it's too easy, everybody would be doing it and no one's doing it, right? So it's not easy, but keep the faith, keep rolling. I'm only on episode number 9. We got a long way to go. Hopefully we pop a deal. I did submit an offer to a guy. I am back and forth with this joker. Hopefully I can get him to call in on the call rail. Oh, yeah, that was the one thing I did mess up. So when the guy called in on the call rail the first time, I didn't have the recording done, clicked. So, of course, I went back to the room, checked it out, clicked the button, double-checked it, made sure that call rail is working. But then I called the guy back on my cell phone number, and guess what number he keeps calling me back on my cell phone number. So you got to figure that out. You got to go through CallRail to make the call to call him. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you learn from my mistakes and you don't give up and you keep rolling. My name is Steven Van Kallenberg. I am the Savvy Landlord. You're listening to the SavvyRadioShow.com. Check out other episodes. This is number 9, I believe, or something. I don't know what number we're at. Number 9, episode number 6, Naked.
Thanks for listening to the Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at SavvyRadioShow.com. Connect on Twitter at LandlordBook and always be buying assets.